Storm Fight School, founded by Alexander Shlemenko.
Рост 180 сантиметров, вес 70,7 килограмма. Профессиональный рекорд 7 побед, 2 поражения и его стиль ударная техника. Из города Нокат, Кыргызстан, приветствуйте, Жорабек Тешабоев! Его соперник в красном углу, бойцу 27 лет. Рост 170 сантиметров, вес 70,75 килограмма. Профессиональный рекорд 9 побед, 3 поражения и его стиль ММА. Дамы и господа, из Тюмени, Россия, фотом Михаил Балакирев. Рефери поединка Лукаш Басацкий.
Lukasz Basacki is the referee in charge of this bout.
Here is the tail of the tape. We see that Jurabek is a little bit taller, has a longer reach. So this is the very first fight of the evening. Jurabek Tешабоев versus Mihаил Балакиреv. Mikhail uses the southpaw stance, starting with a stomp.
Tешабоев moves a lot, but without any punches.
Well,
so far.
just like you said, that he likes to circle around, he likes to move, he wants to show his footwork. And so far, the fighters are not in a rush, just examining each other, screening each other. And a good leg kick from Mikhail with the leading leg. Oh, nice left hand from Mikhail. And from the first seconds, we see that both fighters are ready to produce some good power shots.
Tешабоев tries to use the distance. Nice exchange at the center. A left hook by Balakиrev.
And Tешабоев uses a proper Muay Thai clinch, by the way. Look at this.
At the fence. Working here.
Good knee by grabbing the neck of the opponent from Tешабоев. And this is the classical Muay Thai clinch, by the way. And Mihаил Балакиrev tries to struggle. Nice knee again and again, but oh, good elbow, sharp elbow. And Mihаил Балакиrev needed to do something about that, and so actually he did. He shortened the distance and he grabbed the opponent, trying to immobilize him, trying to tie him up, and a nice knee to the hip from Tешабоев again. Oh, it's a good one. That's quite painful, I think.
Yeah, Tешабоев tries to respond on every single hit he takes from Balakиrev.
That's for sure, because Mikhail does not want to lose a single episode in this fight, in this particular clinch. And we see a very nice job from Tешабоев and another big knee to the body from fighter from Kyrgyzstan. And a good defense. Mihаил Балакиrev tries to cover himself up, and he does it properly. None of the shots landed from Tешабоев, actually. Oh, good connection with the right hand.
Nice combination. Another one by Mihаил Балакиrev, and working in the clinch.
And we see that Жорабек Тешабоев has a good advantage in clinching, in Muay Thai clinch, I mean, when he's grabbing his opponent's neck and trying to use sharp knees to the body and to the head. And Mihail Balakиrev, I think that he does not have enough skills to struggle it, to defend from it. And a nice knee to the body, clean shot to the body from Tешабоев.
And actually Balakиrev is shorter, and this plays a factor here in the clinch.
Yeah, because it is a well-known fact that the fighter that has a longer reach, that is taller, always has a slight advantage in Muay Thai clinch, because he's pushing his opponent. Oh, nice again, and a good exchange, by the way, another knee. Several uppercuts, power shots from Mihаил Балакиrev with the right hand.
Tешабоев still working in the clinch, but he took one severe punch. 1.5 to go.
Oh, look at this. Some kind of a karate kick, or maybe it was a kick from capoeira or something like that. But Mihаил Балакиrev made a mistake, and now he's on his back, defending himself. Guard is closed.
Interesting fact that the famous UFC fighter David Ramos is playing a second coach of Жорабек Тешабоев, and right now he's saying something to the first coach to translate his fighter.
Teshabоев tries to stay busy in this position, delivering good shots to the body and to the head, using combinations, and so far Mihhail Balakireva is just defending himself. And we see that Teshabоев tries to push the opponent's head away with his forearms in order to create some distance to shoot, to produce some good power shots and to gain points. And so far, I think that according to this position and to the way of the fight, to the way of the round, I think that Жорабек Тешабоев can get the round under his belt.
No doubt about that. He's taking the round, controlling here in the guard, trying to hit, working on the body and on the face.
And we hear the hammer, 10 seconds to go in the first round, and a nice elbow and a good shot again from Жорабек Тешабоев. And that's it for now, the time expired. I'm trying to hear what David Ramos is saying now to Жорабек Тешабоев, and I wonder the language he speaks. Well, as far as I could hear, he said that Жорабек Тешабоев needs to change the levels of his attacks, using the body shots, using the head shots, and not to follow only single shots, but try to use the combinations. So I think that is exactly what Жорабек Тешабоев was trying to do, especially staying in clinch. So let's see, this is the round number 2.
The fight goes on. Balakireva has to be consistent with the fundamental.
Another stomp attempt from Mikhail, but not good enough, because this distance so far is too long to do that.
Nice connection by Balakireva.
And here comes an exchange, and here comes the cuts. As far as I could see.
Good exchange.
Oh, look at this. Look at this dogfight, and I think that Mihhail Balakireva also has a cut or has a slight damage on his face. The blood is coming out. Oh, perfect elbow and a nice uppercut from the right by Жорабек Тешабоев. And look at this exchange. Oh my goodness.
Changing the position.
There is a lot of blood on both faces of the fighters.
But
And
they continue.
And here we see a Muay Thai fight during this bout, and double leg takedown attempt from Жорабек Тешабоев, and nicely done. And Kyrgyzstan fighter gets the control of the back and a good connection with the left hand again. And I think that Mihhail Balakireva is in big trouble, because he needs to defend himself. He covers himself up, and we hear the corner that is yelling to him that he needs to stand up to get back on his feet.
Right, he has to be active, he has to give something back.
Otherwise, Lukasz Besatsky will have nothing to do but just to stop this beating, to stop this punishment. And Teshabоев tries to put the hook inside, a nice counter move from Mihhail Balakireva. He tries to respond, and they are on their feet. Good connection with the right, and look at these knees, just destroying, destructive knees from Teshabоев.
Very sharp fighter. Жорабек Тешабоев controlling how the fight goes.
Oh, what a mistake from Teshабоев, and now Balakireva is on top in the full mount position, and that is his time for now to have his little revenge after all these shots he ate. And a good control of the back from Mihhail Balakireva. He tries to put the hooks inside, but Teshabоев wants to scramble, and actually he does it, but not good enough. He's still on his back, and here is the side control from Mihhail Balakireva.
Teshабоев tries to control him, tries to defend himself on the back, being on the back. Well, he definitely worked with David Ramos. As we can see, he understands how to use his grappling technique to defend him, but as we can see, Balakireva takes the mount control here.
That's a very good thing. It was a good thing, and a nice scramble Excellent sweep from Жорабек Тешабоев, and now Mихail Balakиреv is on his back, defending himself, trying to cover up, trying to avoid these shots. And we see that he has a cut on his left eyebrow. Balakиrev tries to cuddle his opponent, tries to shorten the distance, to come up a little bit closer.
And he tries to make it bigger. I mean, the cut working on the left eyebrow here.
Well, I think that the doctors should come into the cage and during the break and to examine Mihail Balakirev's damage, and especially his eyebrow, because, well, it's not good. Definitely, it's not good, and maybe the fight even can be stopped if the doctor will say that. And 1 minute to go, and believe me, this minute will seem like an eternity for Mihail Balakirev, who is defending himself right now.
Yeah. Teshабоев was in a dangerous position, but right now he controls his opponent here in the guard, working with some hammer fists.
And an elbow attack from Teshабоев. Well, I think that Жорабек Тешабоев now took a slight pause in order to have some rest, and then he will be ready to engage. That is exactly what he does now. Good body shots from Teshabоев, and he continues ruining his opponent's face. Oh, that was good.
So far, we see the fatigue playing a factor in the second round.
Exactly, because it's really hard to defend yourself like this, staying in this particular position, having all these shots, because we all do know that you start to gas out when you get beaten, and when you miss the shots. And I'm looking at Jurabek's face, and we see that there is a cut too. And as far as I could see, that Mihail Balakirev could barely stand on his feet because he's really exhausted.
And Жорабек Тешабоев seems a little bit fresher.
Yeah, because practically the most part of the round he actually was in attack. He was on top. He dominated, but it was time when Mihail Balakirev had a very good chance to turn the way of the fight.
Look at that.
Perfect connection from Jurabek. And maybe this one caused a cut. That shot from the left.
Some hammer fist produced by Жорабек Тешабоев.
And as far as I can see, that Mihail Balakиrev is so tired. But he has to get up and to continue fighting. He's a real warrior.
And there is no true despair without hope. Well, definitely nothing is set in stone yet. So let's see how it plays out for them.
Good sportsmanship here. And so we continue round number 3. Well, I can't but agree that Teshабоев looks much more fresher than his opponent. Good connection with an elbow and with a knee. And another one.
And the knee right to the face.
Look at this beating from Teshабоев. And another connection. Perfect shot from Жорабек Тешабоев. And down goes Mihail Balakиrev because this was the only way for him to survive, to escape. But Teshабоев again is in control. He is on top, and everything comes back to the thing that we saw in the previous round, to the position when Жорабек Тешабоев was on top, and he was punishing his opponent during the whole round.
Well, definitely Mihail Balakиrev survived this moment, but he is still in a dangerous position, being on the back, has to cover himself up, has to tie up his opponent here, and still losing the very dangerous moment for him.
Yeah, I think that he needs to use the cage to get up, because he's not far from the fence, so I think that he can do it, but I'm not sure that he has enough powers to put it to life. Oh, that's a good connection with the left hand by Teshabоев. And another one. Teshабоев places one shot after another straight to the face of his opponent, but still Balakиреv is in the game, but I'm not sure that it's going to last for long.
He's not taking the hand of his opponent.
And Lukasz Brzezicki is ready to stop the fight. He's ready to interrupt this beating, and he warns Mihail Balakиrev that he needs to stay active during the defense.
Right now, definitely Balakиrev tries to, but the fatigue is here.
Yeah, it's on him.
Defend yourself, show me defense.
Severe elbows right to the face by
Vicious shots.
Teshабоев.
Жорабек is dominating during this round, getting points and doing damage to his opponent. But just like we said, Mihail Balakиrev is a real warrior. And you know what? That in Storm Fight School, founded by Alexander Shlemenko, they never tap out. If you get to the submission, you will sleep. If you get knocked out, that's okay, but they never tap out. That's the rule, that's the main rule of the Storm Fight School, and Alexander Shlemenko never tapped out, and Andrei Koreshkov never did this.
Teshабоев right now tried to switch off the hand and produce some punches right to the body. Nicely done by Жорабек Тешабоев.
Well, he's doing everything right, and I think that he's doing everything to finish the opponent, to make him to give up, but
he's very close to that.
Exactly, and I think that this fight can be stopped by Lukasz Brzezicki if Mihail Balakиrev will have these shots on his head more and more. But so far, he's able to defend himself. He tries to tie the opponent up. Oh, look at this. Look at this power shots to the body that actually can do a lot of damage to the ribs. They can break him easily. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. That's hard.
That's kind of Khabib style here right now, producing power shots on the body, working on the face.
And the pressure,
Yeah.
unstoppable pressure. Every second, every single second you pressurize your opponent, beating him, torturing him, so to say.
Devastating him.
And a good elbow again from Teshabоев.
He's dismantling his opponent's face and body.
And he wanted to submit the opponent due to a hand lock, due to an arm lock, but it never worked so far, but still. So far, we don't have any doubts about the potential winner of this fight on points. But of course, Жорабек Тешабоев wants to make it, wants to finish the opponent and make him tap or make Lukasz Brzezicki to stop the fight. But Mihail Balakиrev is a really tough guy to beat. It's really hard to make him tap or to give up, to knock him out. But maybe this is the moment. No, not yet. 10 seconds to go.
Working sharp. Last 10 seconds. Жорабек Тешабоев makes a statement here.
And that's it. Time-wise, we hear the signal, and that means the only one thing, that Жорабек Tешабоев, despite of the damage he has on his face, despite of these cuts, look at this split, by the way. But unfortunately, we never seen him kicking in this fight. Well, according to this, these skills and abilities, I think that he's able to do that, and especially seeing him being so dangerous during the Muay Thai clinch. Well,
but without those kicks, he still put on a clinic tonight.
Exactly. And we see the big disappointment on Mihail Balakirev's face. Well, we can understand why it is so, because he realizes that he lost this battle. So let's hear it from Alexander Zagorski.
Дамы и господа, по завершении боя единогласным решением судей победу одержал Жорабек Тешабоев,
So congrats
Кыргызстан.
Жорабек
И
Тешабоев
аплодисменты его
put on a
сопернику
masterpiece tonight,
Михаилу Балакиреву.
dismantled his opponent